Okay, this is comparing of coefficient in the topic of polynomial. If you understand polynomial, all polynomials must have what kind of power? Not degree. Degree is the highest power. All polynomials, can they have negative power? They cannot have negative power, and all the powers must be integers. Okay, that's the definition of polynomial. So this is a polynomial. Your job in this particular question is to find the value of A, B, and C. Okay, I've summarized for you, these are the 4 essential steps. But I cannot say that every time step number 1 will always take place, followed by step number 2, followed by step number 3, followed by step number 4. I can tell you for sure step number 3 we will always use it. But if you straight away go to step number 3, sometimes your working will be too long. Okay, so it's always easier to go to step 1. Step 1 cannot, then you go to step 2. Still cannot, go to step 3, then step 4. Okay, what does all these steps comprise? I'm going to show you right now. Okay, what do you mean by compare degree? What is meant by degree? Can someone enlighten me? Can you remember? Anyone? Dimas, can you remember what's degree of a polynomial? Highest power, thank you. What is the highest power over here on the left hand side? 2. So what is the coefficient of this particular term? You know what coefficient means? Coefficient is the number attached. Okay, so what is the number attached here? 3. Thank you very much. So this is the coefficient. Am I right? Now let's take a look over here. On first glance, sorry, this 3. I read wrongly. Sorry, right too fast. Sorry, power 3 is the degree. Okay, so the coefficient over here is also 3. But on first glance on the right hand side, do you see any power 3? No. But is it possible to have a power 3? Which are the terms that will allow us to have a power 3? Ax multiplied by x multiplied by x. Can you see that this is the only combination that will give us the degree? Then can you tell me what is the coefficient over here? Not 3. Yes, no, as what is the coefficient for ax multiplied by x multiplied by x? You'll get ax cubed. Am I right? What is the coefficient here? A. So am I able to find the value of a now? So that is always the fastest. Go for the degree first. But it may not come up with all kinds of questions. So a equals 3. Straight away, write down the answer. Finish. Okay? This is when I compare the degree. So I just write degree over here. If you ask me, Mr. Liu, doing my working, do I need to write down this degree? No need. But I'm writing in my working so that when you copy next time, when you refer to it, you know what you're trying to do. But please take note, you need to write down these 4 steps later. Next, after you're done with the degree, which one do you want to go to? Step number 2. What's step number 2? Constant. What's the constant on the left hand side? What's the constant? 11. Thank you. It's not just 11, it's negative 11. Can you tell me what is the constant on the right hand side? Wrong. You see? So this is when you all jump to conclusion. Is C the only constant? I beg to differ. Yes, I agree C is a constant. But is there another constant somewhere? 1 times B times negative 2. This is also a constant. Do you agree? So you can write down if you want to. So I can still write down, constant. The left hand side is negative 11. The right hand side, you need to be careful. 1 times B times negative 2 is negative 2B plus C. I cannot solve immediately, but never mind. Let me write down first. Okay? But if you feel that this is useless, you can erase later. I'm just going through the steps first. The most important one, I can tell you, if you forget your step 1, you forget your step 2, you must not forget your step number 3. This is the most important step. What does the step number 3 tell you? It means that you need to make the bracket term equal to 0. You need to make the bracket term equal to 0. Elaine, if I want to make a bracket term equal to 0, this one I won't have any value. You agree? Because of A, I don't want. This one got B, but can I make this bracket term equal to 0? If I want to make x minus 2 equal 0, what is the value of x that I need to choose? 2. Can see? I just want to make a bracket term equal 0. That is why this is a very useful one. So I want to make the bracket term equal 0. I let when x equal to 2. You know what's the beauty of making the bracket term equal 0? When this thing is equal to 0, what happens to this entire thing? 0. No need to do anything. So it's very fast. This entire thing is equal to 0, right? So what is left over here? C. Can I replace all this by the value of 2? Okay, please can you substitute inside now? Press your calculator, quick one. 2, put it inside here, 3 times, I can write out 3 times 8 plus 4 times 4 minus 34 minus 11. What's the answer? 34 plus 16, 40 minus 34, okay. 6. Negative 5? I don't want to see this answer. What's your Thank you. I'm supposed to find the value of C. I'm not supposed to go and figure out what negative 5 is equal to. So please rewrite your answer this way. Just now, if you use this one, can I still use back this one? Can I put this inside here and find my value of B? Okay, I will use this approach first because I know it's a constant just now. So now, I put this value inside. Negative 11 is equal to 10 plus C. Am I right? Is it 10 plus C? Oh no, sorry. Negative 2B minus 5. So 2B must be equal to minus 5 plus 11. Correct, right? 6. This is one approach because, I follow Mr. Lee's approach. I use the constant. But I was very careful. But some of you want to, yeah, this one not good enough. I'm going to use this one. Can I use a different approach? Yes, I can go to step number 4. I'm going to show alternative method now. Step number 4 means you can use other. Can you see that on the right hand side, there are no other bracket term you can make equal 0 already? This is the only bracket term that's possible. Everyone agree? Because all these are unknown. I don't want to touch all the unknown. Then you can use other convenient values of x. Always start with 0. 0 is always very easy. Then you go to 1, then you go to 2. But we already used 2 just now, am I right? So if I were to give you a choice right now, which value do you use? 0. So ignoring this step, let's say from here, I don't have my step in 3. I'm going to use when x is equal to 0. I continue from here. So I plug it inside here, 0, 0, 0. What's left here? Negative 11. Agree? So I plug it inside here. This is 0. 0 plus 1, I just put a 1. This is 0 plus b. This is 0, okay, this is negative. Plus c. This is what I have. You agree? So end up, if I were to simplify over here, what do you realize? What do you realize? You realize this one and this one is the same. Am I supposed to substitute inside here and still get back the same value? I'll still do that. But sometimes you forget, Mr. Liu, I didn't know I can use this answer. Never mind. You can also substitute another value of x called x equal 1 inside here. You will form another pair of solutions and you can solve a simultaneous equation. If you forget about this one, but I don't think you need to do that. Okay? Stop.